We've only been in the institutional adoption phase for about 12 weeks, and every day we see $50 million, $100 million, or $200 million flowing into spot Bitcoin ETFs. You know that's how markets work, right? The markets are like a mess with 27 different ideas, but all of a sudden, one works. Remember how you liked search engines? There were many, but then Google came along. Do you remember when cell phones came out? A bunch of them, and then Apple. Like that, I think markets work first, something works, then it spreads, gets bigger, and really takes off. Other people start to copy it, and it turns into something. Michael Saylor, who started and used to be CEO of MicroStrategy, says that Bitcoin, which is the biggest cryptocurrency in the world by market cap, is starting a new, better age. Saylor points out that the U.S. Securities and Trading Commission's approval of several spot Bitcoin trading ETFs in January was a turning point that showed a big change in how regulations work. This clears up some myths about Bitcoin, like the idea that it is used for illegal activities. It also gets big Wall Street firms like Fidelity and BlackRock interested, which solidifies Bitcoin's place as a long-term investment opportunity rather than a passing trend. The fact that spot Bitcoin ETFs have been so successful shows that the top cryptocurrency has a bright future ahead of it. There are now thousands of financial advisors and institutional investors looking for ways to get involved with the cryptocurrency market, according to Saylor. This is because spot Bitcoin ETFs were approved. He compares this time to a Bitcoin gold rush and thinks it will last for at least 10 more years. Saylor thinks that during this time, more and more businesses will follow the Bitcoin standard, similar to MicroStrategy's choice in August 2020, which was a big turning point for Bitcoin. I believe they will in time. I believe that between the years 2025 and 2028 or 2029, it's cheap to get capital this way, and Bitcoin is a good asset because there's a lot of demand for it, among other things. Companies will start to use this approach, but we were different because we had a need. We were at the right time and place. Also, I already said that we didn't have a plan in the middle of 2020. The plan was right there. When Bitcoin was worth $16,018 months ago, everyone thought the crypto economy would end. This is hard for everyone else to understand. That means it's only been 6 months. You might even say 12 weeks. When the SEC approved the spot ETF in January, most people around the world agreed that Bitcoin is an asset. It's not going away. When I see something going from 0 to 1 million, I used to say it. Many people, though, think it's too good to be true. The government is going to take it away from you. It's going to be illegal. And I believe it was very important to turn the corner. As soon as people understand it's not a cryptocurrency, things start to change. It is a digital asset. When it comes to digital goods, they are also a store of value. I will either buy it as a safe investment or through an exchange-traded fund ETF and hold on to it for a long time. And when the SEC approved 10 Bitcoin ETFs, most people on Wall Street agreed that it would be around for a while. And it made a huge amount of people excited. That started this Bitcoin gold rush. It will get more excited, more adopted, and more known every 3 months for the next 10 years. But it's still like the first year that Bitcoin has been used by institutions as money. Business people will do this, but they can't move that quickly. If something has been new for 3 years and you're now in the 4th year, you're pretty much an early user. The way businesses move is very quickly. I believe it does happen. But I still think the crypto winter is not far away. There have been so many failures and meltdowns. We need to get some space between ourselves and that, and then settle down. After that, companies that are more cautious will start to move into this area. Regulators are still not sure what will happen. For the past 24 months, it wasn't clear what would happen with any crypto product or use case anywhere in the world. A lot of people have been waiting for certain things to happen or for choices to be made. In the middle of 2024, I think it's safe to say that the U.S. financial markets have made it clear that Bitcoin is accepted as a thing, a digital thing, and buyers love Bitcoin as an investment in digital property or a way to store value. And most people agree on those 2 points. That means you can make a very, very big business if you build something on those 2 ideas, right? Like MicroStrategy, whose value has gone from $600 million to $35 billion. Those 2 ideas weren't clear 2 years ago, but now you can build something big. 2 years ago, I couldn't have said that 10 Wall Street firms would all agree on that and that the SEC would let you sell it. My guess is that the formal adoption phase has only been going on for 12 weeks. We see $50 million, $100 million, or $200 million move into spot Bitcoin ETFs every day. It looks like it's beginning to cook. That will make people think about what to do next, I think. It's still early, which is good, right? Because that means you have a chance. You don't need everyone to agree. So you can act. You want everyone to be confused about what's going on. It's better to think of Bitcoin as a city and internet. 266 blocks wide, 266 blocks deep, that's about 21 million people. It's a network that people from all over the world choose to join. You can buy one of those blocks, own it, keep it for 100 years, and give it to your children's children's children. If you think of it as digital property or the biggest city in cyberspace, it's not a Ponzi scheme when you move to Manhattan and tell all your friends to do the same. When they all move to Manhattan, because it's the best city in the US, the price of land becomes more expensive. New York City is the best place to live in North America, so everyone wants to live there. People have been moving to Manhattan for 400 years, and the price of real estate there has been going up for 400 years. Think about a city and online where 8 billion people want to live. They don't live physically, but they do live financially. Everyone in the world has a problem. They want to keep their money safe and don't want anyone to steal it. This online bank is what they all need to store their life savings and know that it will keep its worth. We would have a better bank and currency if God came down from heaven and offered to open a bank with 21 million coins, keep the money in heaven, and let you telepathically zap it back and forth for 1 million years. That bank and currency would be better than any bank we have now. God isn't going to do that though, so the next best thing would be to build a bank based on cryptography and computer science and give a copy of the software to everyone in the world who wants to use it. Then, people would buy and sell units of currency called Bitcoin on their own, and anyone who tried to cheat the system would be kicked off the network. Because of this, Bitcoin is better thought of as a protocol affair and just a way for people to keep or trade money. The protocol also gets more useful as more people use it. It's kind of like English. The more people who know English and the wealthier those people are, the better it is for you to learn English. And just like in New York City, your home is worth more in New York City when more people come there with more money and do more things. That means it's basically a network. It is the largest financial network in the world, and it's digital. This is unique, it's open. Anyone can use it without permission, no country owns it, no company controls it, and no person controls it. It came from an experiment in which all 50 versions that came before it failed, as well as thousands and thousands of copies that failed, and it makes the most money in this Darwinian market system. Plus, hundreds of millions of smart, wealthy people have given the network hundreds of billions of dollars or even $1 trillion because they think it's the best way to do things. It is simply the first engineering procedure for economics that is based on scientific logic. It can be used for economic cooperation or money transfers, and everyone needs that. No one can stop. Most people don't get it though. All of my best investment ideas are things that no one could stop, everyone needs, and no one knows. That's why it makes sense to spend 100 hours studying it right now and buy Bitcoin.